Alright, so welcome to how teams can clinch playoffs or be eliminated in Week 16 of the NFL season. Before we get into it, make sure you guys like and subscribe, hit that bell notification, maybe comment something you want to see. Let's get right into it. First, teams that can clinch playoffs in Week 16. Eagles starting it off easy. All they have to do to clinch another NFC East crown is beat the Commanders in Maryland. Easier said than done, obviously, but that's all they need to do. Packers, to clinch a playoff berth, they need to beat the Saints with. Do they have Tim Boyle at quarterback? That shouldn't be too hard. Or, in the event that they tie or lose to the Saints, they could have the Falcons lose versus the Giants, Rams lose or tie versus the Jets, and Seahawks lose or tie versus the Vikings. Commanders probably won't clinch this week, but they need a win versus the Eagles, a loss from the Falcons, um, a loss from the Seahawks, or they could beat the Eagles, Falcons lose, Cardinals lose, Panthers or Rams lose, and Seahawks lose, or tie. But as long as the Rams and Seahawks both do not tie, then that scenario could happen and be true, and Washington would be in the playoffs. For Kansas City Chiefs, they can clinch the number one seed and home field advantage throughout the playoffs with the win versus the Texans and a Bills loss versus the Patriots, or tie versus the Texans, Bills loss versus the Patriots. I don't see it happening this week. Steelers can clinch the AFC North with a win versus the Ravens, plain and simple. Baltimore Ravens can clinch a playoff berth with a win versus the Steelers, or if they lose, they could have the Dolphins lose or tie versus the 49ers, and they could have the Colts lose or tie versus the Titans. Denver Broncos can clinch a playoff berth with the win versus the Chargers, or if they happen to lose, they could have the Dolphins lose, the Bengals lose, and the Colts lose, and they'd be in the playoffs. Chargers would clinch a playoff berth with the win versus the Broncos, a loss from the Dolphins, and a loss from the Colts. Or they could tie the Broncos, have the Dolphins lose, have the Colts lose, have the Bengals lose. Alright, teams that can be eliminated week 16. 1. Miami Dolphins. Eliminated from playoff contention with a loss and a Chargers win, or a tie and the Chargers win. So basically, all they got to do is win and they'll still be in it going into week 17. Number 2, the Cincinnati Bengals. They got to win. If they lose versus the Browns, they'll be eliminated. They tie versus the Browns. If the Chargers win or tie versus the Broncos, they will also be eliminated. Number 3, Indianapolis Colts. Eliminated from playoff contention. The loss versus the Titans and the Chargers win or tie versus the Broncos, or tie versus the Titans and Chargers win versus the Broncos. So they got to win too. New Orleans Saints. They got to win, obviously. All these teams got to win. They're eliminated with a loss or a tie versus the Packers. Or if the Buccaneers win versus the Cowboys, hopefully they don't. Saints are out. If the Falcons win versus the Saints, or if the Falcons win, then they're out versus the Giants. Cowboys do not control their own destiny. They're eliminated. The loss versus the Buccaneers, or Commanders win or tie versus the Eagles. So as a Cowboys fan, if you're trying to win, hopefully you are, because why wouldn't you be? You're rooting for the Eagles this week. Number 6, this is where it gets kind of fuzzy. Cardinals eliminated from playoffs. The loss versus the Panthers and a Rams win versus the Jets, or Panthers or loss versus Panthers, a Rams tie versus the Jets, a Seahawks win versus the Vikings, or tie versus Panthers, and Rams win versus Jets, and Seahawks win versus Vikings, and Commanders win or tie versus the Eagles. This is where it gets a little complicated. San Francisco 49ers, they're cooked, basically. That's all you need to know from this. eliminated from playoff contention with a loss or a tie versus the Dolphins, or if the Seahawks win and the Rams win, or if the Seahawks win, the Rams tie, the Cardinals win, or the Seahawks win or tie and the Commanders win or tie, or if the Rams win or tie versus the Jets and Commanders win or tie versus the Eagles, or the Cardinals win versus the Panthers and Commanders win or tie versus the Eagles, or did I say the Cardinals? I don't know. Cardinals win versus Panthers and Commanders win or tie versus the Eagles if I didn't already say that. Or Seahawks win or tie versus the Vikings and the Falcons win and the Buccaneers win. Or Rams win, Falcons win, Buccaneers win. Or Cardinals win, Falcons win, Buccaneers win. So there's 9 different elimination scenarios for the 49ers. As a Cowboys fan, hey, they're doing just as bad as us this year, so I don't really mind. But if you guys enjoyed that, make sure like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.